Chief Justice Mogoeng says now more than ever the judiciary will jealously defend its independence and will not bow to the pressure of political parties. He says South Africans are looking to the judiciary as a credible voice to give them the assurance that all isn't lost.
The overwhelming majority of people believe that the judiciary is independent. They tend to take almost all their disputes, particularly the most serious ones, to the judiciary because in the independent judiciary they have confidence. But if you have a compromised judiciary or a judiciary whose independence is suspect, instead of having disputes amicably resolved or resolved through the instrumentality of the Constitution and the law, people either take up arms or resort to any other means other than a peaceful one to settle their disputes.
The Chief Justice says he takes exception to a statement made by EFF leader Julius Malema that the current stock of judges are traumatized old people.
I, as a matter of principle, prefer not to deal with personalities, but principles that call for articulation. I can tell you now that I interact with my colleagues, both in the upper judiciary and in the magistracy, and I know of none of them who is traumatized and who fits any description that could suggest that they are less than fit for the responsibilities they have been appointed to shoulder.
Julius Malema recently said if judges didn't properly do their jobs, he would take up arms. However, the Chief Justice says the judiciary will remain independent and will not be influenced by people in positions of power.
It must never matter who happens to be the president or who happens to occupy whatever position when it comes to cases that come before courts, because our oath or affirmation of office demands of us to administer justice only in terms of the Constitution, the human rights, and the laws of our country, without fear, favor, or prejudice. So it is typically only in circumstances where we all are loyal to our oath or affirmation of office that aspiration can become a reality. Independent, not fearing anybody regardless of how much money they have or how poor they are, how highly or lowly placed they may be in life. That's typical of an independent judiciary.
At the same time, the Chief Justice says there couldn't have been a more important time in the country's history than now to call on ethical leaders to lead the country.
The ailing South African economy is top of mind for President Cyril Ramaphosa. Unemployment is currently sitting at 29%, and a number of SOEs, including Eskom, SAA, and Denel, are a burden on the fiscus. The president says political infighting in the ANC isn't helping to draw investors into the country to create jobs.
They don't want to see us fighting amongst ourselves. When they see us fighting and, arguing amongst ourselves, whether in the governing party or in the country broadly, they think that there is political instability. And they walk away with their dollars and their euros and their pounds. Now, I want those dollars and euros to be here.
Ramaphosa says the economy will reverse its decline.
What I can say, comrades, is that we will turn our economy around. We are going to turn it around. Whether people like it or not, we are going to do it, because we have it within us to be able to focus more closely to what needs to be done. and we are going to do it. Watch this space.
The legally embattled president seemingly also enjoys the support of the ANC Women's League to fix the economy and unite the governing party. Samkele Masego, Johannesburg.
Warnings of a massive wave of doctors leaving South Africa ahead of the NHI implementation made headlines at the weekend. But for the Board of Healthcare Funders, this was news.
I've seen that headlines over the weekend regarding all the people that are leaving the country. BHF administers the practice code numbering system, and as far as we're concerned and what we see, we don't see the rush of resignations from the practice code numbering system at all.
And the Independent Practitioners Association Foundation is also skeptical.
We've got white, black, Indian doctors. We haven't had a situation where our members are saying, look, we're going to leave the country.
The media reports came from research done by trade union Solidarity. It suggests 4 out of 5 private healthcare professionals will leave South Africa due to the NHI. But only 306 healthcare workers out of 4,000 members were surveyed.
This is an opinion and a perception study. It's just the opinion of the doctors. I never asked directly, are you going to leave? Did you make any arrangements already? Or do you have a job or a practice or someplace specifically that you can go? So that certainty of, yes, I am one of the people, and this is 100 people or number that are going to leave. No.
The underlying issue, according to the IPAF, is that specialists will no longer be able to charge their own rates.
So you'll find that now, if it's a PMP condition, a doctor would charge 3 times more than, or 300 times more than the prescribed rate that the scheme has prescribed. But the medical scheme is forced to pay that higher rate.
If all goes according to plan, National Health Insurance will start being implemented in 2022 and be fully functional by 2026. Aviwe Mutila, Johannesburg.
Can we prosper as the nation? This is one of the questions that Mcebisi Jonas has in his book. It details some of the structural challenges facing South Africa to issues like competitiveness, but also all of this happens as the country is grappling the effects of the state's capture. Jonas says he welcomes the reception that has been given to him.
If you don't resolve the crisis that ESCOM is facing, you are going to see the worst. If you don't realize that in order to ensure that there is mass employment, there are certain changes that you have to make in the labor relations framework and in a whole range of other policy frameworks that you have, we are going to see the worst. If you don't realize that education is critical for taking the poor kids out of poverty and ensuring that they actually integrated in the labor market, we will see the worst.
But also another challenge facing South Africa are some internal dynamics within the African National Congress. Some of the ministers attending, this is how they reacted.
The path to the future is not an easy one. There is definitely a fight back. There are those who want to hold back progress because they want to continue to benefit from corruption. And I think Mr. Jonas has always been very brave.
One of the big issues that is highlighted in the book is the issue of the exclusion of young people in the mainstream economy, but also the issue of inequality continues to be a persistent challenge for South Africa. Kylie Kumalo, Johannesburg.
Rosaline Elise van Aas, or fondly known as Tannie Poppy, is famous in her town of Laingsburg for her delicious rooster cookies. People travel from near and far to get their hands on her traditional warm breads. In fact, even as far as Europe. A group of Italian cyclists sampled her rooster cook at a local event and fell so in love with it, they've invited her to attend a special event in Italy.
Enige boodskap gee. Toe Harold Parlemies op daar na die veld se kant toe gaan hy. Vir my was dit 'n wonderlike boodskap geweest, want op 'n 63-jarige ouderdom gaan ek nou in die groot eystervoelse vlerk in klim.
This will be Tannie Poppy's first time abroad, doing what she loves most. She'll be preparing a famous rooster cook at a big annual cycling event titled Eroica.
ek gaan vir 3 dae aan 'n brood brei. Dit is internasionaal en is baie verskillende lande wat daar gaan kom afsluiting hou en dan nog iets anders 7 dae is vakansie daar. Maar ek kan nie wag nie. Ek begin tel nou die dae al af.
Tannie Poppy believes when you cook with love, it adds to the taste.
Nou Tannie Ry het vir my geleer, as jy kos maak, roosting jy moet dit nooit vergeet nie. Jy moet altyd praat met jou, praat self, praat met die Here, sing 'n koortjie of sing 'n lied en dit is die smaak van jou wat jy daar insit. O my nuwe krag.
Come 25 September, it's ciao bella to Tannie Poppy as she sets off on a 2-week trip to Italy. Tanya Neft, Cape Town.